Sweet, there we go. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody joining in? Do me a favor and type what city you in. Let me know what city you in, or if you outside of the country, let me know what country you in. Providence. Okay. Yeah, cool. There we go. I'm gonna turn on my video because I want y'all to know this is really me, not one of my imposters or some kind of AI bot. I am Antoine.Digital. All right, and let's get this thing started. So peace to the tribe, Coach Antoine here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to get cloud certified. The cloud industry is one of the hottest spaces in tech right now, growing year over year. Okay, 500 million, nope, I'm wrong, $500 billion industry a year. That means $500 billion exchanges hands for cloud-based services. So we're going to talk about what the cloud is today. All right, we're also going to talk about what a cloud engineer is, what a cloud specialist is, what a cloud security analyst is, what a cloud architect is. We're going to talk about all of the different possibilities, okay? Go ahead. Give myself a little light. Okay. I'm also going to do a little bit about my background, talk a little bit about where I came from and how I got into tech. Let's actually start right there. So once again, my name is Coach Antoine. It's spelled Antoine, and I am not your average tech enthusiast, coder, programmer, software developer, architect. I have a non-traditional background in the sense of I did not come up just being a nerd or geek of all things tech. Instead, I'm somebody who grew up in the streets of Buffalo, New York, which is the third poorest city in the nation. The crime rate is through the roof. Most people making money there is through illegal activities, at least in the neighborhoods that I grew up in. And long story short, it just was the belly of the beast. And it got the best of me for a long time. Ended up doing some unfavorable things. Ended up going to prison for about 8 years for criminal possession of a weapon, which is pretty much an illegal firearm. I was 20 years old, went to prison really young. And while in prison, I decided to change my life because I had a 3-year-old daughter. And I just wanted to come home and be a better person for her. So I got enrolled into a lot of different things, like an in-prison college program. I started learning about meditation, about like manifestation, about journaling, about the power of therapy. What else? Investing, stocks. And eventually I got into tech just by reading articles and newspapers and even magazines like Fast Company and Forbes. I just started learning about how the tech industry was really taking off. And in order to get into tech, you had to be a coder. At least that's what I heard up front. So needless to say, for 4 years straight, I had an opportunity to be on computers. So I was just leveraging those computers to learn how to code. I was supposed to be using those computers to write essays and papers for my college teachers, but instead I was using those computers to learn how to code. And here we are 13 years later, and I've been paid a lot of money to code, and I never thought that I could be a coder. I remember I actually thought only geniuses can code. I thought it was one of those things to where you just had to be born with a different type of brain, and then you can learn how to code. But come to find out, it just takes a lot of hard work, consistency, and just like kind of having a goal. So for me, I had a bunch of goals because I had a bunch of apps I wanted to bring to life, a bunch of websites I wanted to bring to life. And I brought a lot of them to life. One was a nonprofit called Photo Patch, and we help kids send letters and photos to their moms and dads in prison through our app. Another one was Antoine.Digital, which is a website where you can go and pretty much book us to build your website or your app for you. Another one was T.Bot, which is a trading system that can automatically look at the market, the charts, find trading opportunities, and then send you a signal or automatically trade for you. So having a goal, having a why can really push you all the way. Along the way of learning how to code and build up these projects, I learned that all of these things have to operate in the cloud. The cloud is literally a warehouse of computers. It's a computer that's not your own, but your website and your app can run on it. And the convenience of that is that it's always running. You don't have to worry about your electricity bill getting higher or your internet getting cut out. If you run your website on somebody else's dedicated computer, then it's running all day. So I'm gonna give some better examples here in a second. But that's how I got into tech. And then about a year and a half ago, I met Coach Jennifer, and she's an amazing cybersecurity expert. So we brought her on board to teach our tribe how to get into cybersecurity, because everybody isn't really trying to become a coder, but they still want to get a tech bag because tech money is like very consistent. It's, you know, during the pandemic, tech workers were essential. So we just want to help more people break into tech, and cybersecurity is a great way to get into tech. So she's amazing. She's working at a couple big companies in Georgia, and she wants to help people grow. She wants to build the next generation of tech talent. So her vision aligns perfectly with ours at Unlock Academy. So here we are, Unlock Academy merged up with Coach Jen, and she's put together an amazing curriculum to help you get certified. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the cloud. Type a 1 below if you already have a good understanding of what the cloud is. Type a 0 if you don't understand what the cloud really is. You're still very vague on it. Excuse me. %, 001. Okay. Over here, we got some zeros. You first saw me on Ellen. That's what's up. That's awesome. It's always cool to meet people who didn't know about me before, like big shows like Ellen or Steve Harvey or Forbes or something. And then, I don't know, because I know sometimes you see people on you know, TV or something, then you think like when you meet them, you won't be able to like relate to them. But, you know, we do our best to stay relatable, stay down to earth, stay transparent, and really just stay focused on the mission, giving back, empowering, educating, connecting people, building a pipeline. So that's what we're going to keep on doing. So I'm glad you were able to see the story. You was impressed, inspired, and then now look, here we go. We're going to be working together. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about the cloud and what it is. So let me show you a visual representation of what the cloud looks like. Here's your typical cloud, okay? Probably not what you expected if you've never thought or heard of a cloud or really looked deeper into it, right? This is not your puffy looking cloud that you would expect that looks like this. No, not these kind of clouds, right? The reason why we call it a cloud is pretty much because a cloud, you know, it's really accessible from everywhere. It kind of is this thing that's in the sky, and it's just like floating through the sky. And you know, if it rains, everywhere that it goes, you know, that rain can touch. So the cloud can touch miles and miles worth of land. Same thing with this, what we call the cloud, which is a data center. A data center is really just a computer warehouse. It's a warehouse that has a bunch of computers in it. And these computers, each one of these, right, it's a bunch here. This is a rack, right? This is one rack that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 to 7 different computers on it, right? Not computer screens, right? Where you see a screen. You know how you have a PC that has a screen, and then next to it, it has like a tower. The tower is the actual computer, not the screen. The screen is just there just to show what's on the computer, okay? So forget thinking about a screen. Instead, just focus on the CPU, the actual motherboard, the hardware inside of the tower, inside of your computer. That's the computer. So each one of these represents one of those, okay? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that we can run our websites and our apps in the cloud or in somebody's warehouse. Because if you look at this warehouse, it's built for running computers 24/7. You know what's not built for running computers 24/7? Your laptop or your PC or your mobile phone. Those are computers, but they are not powerful computers that can run all day, that are being cooled all day, because this has like cooling built in. Because what happens when you run a computer all day, it gets super hot. So you need a room that stays cool so that the computers don't overheat. Okay. You also need strong electricity and backup generators. So if one generator goes down, another one is there ready to pick up. Okay. So the reason why every company has been moving to the cloud, which we call the big migration, the great migration, from in-house computers, right? Your in-house server room, right? You probably heard of it before. A company has a room full of computers. That's their server room, where, you know, they running their websites and everything from that room. But that runs up your electricity bill pretty high. And then also it's insecure because somebody can break in and then take the data off of the computer. And also it's not reliable, because if you have an outage in your area, there's no backups to make sure that that computer is still running and your users are still getting access to your website. Okay. So once again, everybody's migrating to the cloud. Big users like Netflix and Spotify and Instagram and Apple Music and Zoom, because they want their websites and their apps to be running 24/7 without much interruption. They want to be able to scale at a click of a button. So for example, Zoom, before the pandemic, they had one rack of computers. You know, they were able to handle 100,000 users. Okay, perfect. But then the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, now 1 million people actually need access to video conferencing software. So Zoom went from a $100 million company to a $100 billion company because of the cloud. If they did not have the cloud, what would have happened is they would have suffocated from the growth. They would have suffocated because so many people was on their websites trying to sign up for an account. And Zoom would have literally had to go and buy computers and wait for them to be shipped to their office, to their server rooms, without the cloud. But with the cloud, only thing they had to do was click a button that says scale. Click this button, and now you can scale from having just one rack to having 2 racks. Click the button again, now you have 3 racks. So when they go from 100,000 users to 200,000 users to 300,000 users to 1 million users, now only thing they had to do was just buy more computers. Okay, so that's what's happening on the back end when a company is scaling. When Uber goes from having 1,000 drivers to having 100,000 drivers around the world, they scaled their computers in the cloud. So they go to a company like Microsoft or Amazon, who both have their own cloud. They have their own data warehouses where they will host your websites and your apps and help you scale up or scale down. So when you join the Unlock Academy, we're going to be teaching you specifically about how the cloud works. We're going to be getting certified in these cloud concepts, and we're going to show you how simple this is. No coding required. I'm going to say this 1,000 times. I'm going to say it over and over again because so many people still think, excuse me, this coffee give me the hiccups. So many people still think that just because you get into tech, you have to learn how to code, and it's not the case, okay? If this is making sense so far, type of unlock in the chat. This is what the cloud looks like. Now, as a cloud administrator, you have to manage this cloud. Now, the cool thing is you don't have to manage it from within this room. You never have to go to a data warehouse. We never will step foot in here. I'm not going to say never because you may come do a field trip, but you never have to step foot in here, okay? This is not where we do our work as cloud security or cloud administrators. I'm going to show you what those roles are, but the cool thing is you can do them from the comfort of your home or from the company's office. Yes, virtual machines. That's a great way to think of it. So when you hear the word virtual machine, this is what it looks like. It's a machine, a computer that's virtual. It's not in your house. Instead, it's in somebody else's building. So you can access it virtually. It's like right now you're doing a virtual seminar, okay? A virtual seminar, because you're not in the room with me, but you're still getting the seminar part of it. So it's a virtual seminar. Yes, coding is not necessary, but it is very valuable. It's probably one of the most powerful skills in the world. If you had to ask me, changed my life, and I know it could change yours too. But if you don't have the time to learn how to code, you can get into cloud administration, cloud security, okay? So here are a couple different segments of people who deal with the cloud. So of course you got families, right? My family, your family. Anytime you save your photos to a Dropbox or iCloud or Google Photos, you're using the cloud. Your information is being stored in one of those data warehouses. All of your pictures are there. That's where they live at. They don't just live up in the internet somewhere on the wave forms, right? It's not just living up in thin air. That's not how the cloud works. Literally, our images and videos that we upload to social media, right? That we upload to our favorite games when we create profile pictures, our favorite storage services, they're all being stored on some computer. That's it. So gamers, speaking of them, they also use the cloud because they're streaming from the cloud. When you're watching somebody on Twitch, they're literally streaming their data, their video, just like right now on Zoom. I'm streaming my video to the server, to the cloud, and then you're pretty much streaming from the cloud. I'm streaming in, you're streaming out, okay? There's so many consumer apps that we use that leverage the cloud. For example, Spotify, right? They have millions of songs. Where do you think those songs are being stored? Right here, inside of somebody's warehouse. Inside of somebody's warehouse. Now, Microsoft, yes, the company who builds computers, who built Microsoft Word, they have a cloud of their own. It's called Azure Cloud. The Azure Cloud is growing super duper fast. They're making so much money because so many companies are looking for help. And not only just companies, Microsoft, one of their biggest clients is the government. So think about it, the government, who we got to pay all these taxes to, they take that money and they pay a company like Microsoft to host all of our data. So IRS data is inside of here, okay? Social Security data inside of here. Tax data inside of here, all right? So yeah, this is what we're gonna be doing as cloud administrators and cloud security specialists. We're going to be managing this cloud. But the cool thing is we get to manage it from home, from the office, from a vacation in Hawaii. All you need is an internet connection and you can become a cloud specialist, okay? So there's different careers in the cloud. You can start with me. I'm about to work my way up this list. I want to do cloud administrator, cloud support engineer, and cloud security analyst. These are the first three that I want to work on, okay? Let's talk about what each one of them are. A cloud administrator is somebody who administers the cloud platform. So the cloud platform, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like right now. Here's an example of what it looks like. So check this out. Here's one example. Let me see if I got another one I can zoom in on. Well, here goes one right here you can zoom in on. So look, if you were operating the cloud, remember we said this is what the cloud looks like, okay? The computers. So our job, okay, is to check the health of those computers. And Microsoft Azure already built the tools to make this easy. So our job is just to learn how to read these tools and use these tools. So for example, right? as a cloud administrator, you're going to be watching to make sure that these numbers, you see these spikes, see the spike right here where the price, not the price, where the activity went up and down. This is the response time. So if the response time on average is 1.14 seconds, that means when somebody come here, it only take the page 1 second to load. That should be what it is all the time. If all of a sudden you start seeing spikes and it says, wait, it's taking 6 seconds to load a page, what's going on? That means we're either getting a lot of traffic or there's a picture or a video on that page that's taking a long time to load. Our job as cloud administrators is to hit up the tech team, the coding team, and say, hey, look, this page has a very high response time. Can you please figure out what's going on and bring that response time down? So you're managing, right? You don't even have to do the actual work. You're not going to be doing the coding to make this website faster, or you're not going to be doing the coding to make sure that this app is accessible to 10,000 people at a time. That's not our job. Our job is just to administer, to look it over, to watch it. And then we get into cloud security, where we're going to be looking into, oh, why are we getting so many failed requests? Why are we getting so many unauthorized pages? So many people are hitting the unauthorized page. Is somebody trying to hack us? So once again, we just learned how to use these kind of tools. Let me see if I can show you one more really quick. Here's another tool right here in the cloud. So the users tool. If we have our own cloud, right, we have this system right here where these computers have our data on it. So think about it. Instagram has a cloud, and on these computers lives photos, videos, comments, passwords, credit cards now, social security cards now, all of this different information. Now, some people who work at Instagram need to access the photos and the videos. Some people need to access the comments and the captions. Some people need to access the subscriptions, the pricing, the badges, the financial side of it, the Reels monetization thing. So each person will need different access. So what you'll be doing as a cloud administrator, when somebody new gets hired at our company that you work for, you're going to put them into the system and you're going to say, they have access to these resources. Yes, they can view the videos. Yes, they can view the photos. Yes, they can view the captions. But this user does not need access to credit cards, to passwords, to anything that's privacy, anything that's supposed to be compliant with our privacy rules. So this is the cloud. This is what it looks like. So remember, the data lives here. All of the user information lives here. But what you see is this. You operate this from your website, from your computer browser. That's it. If that makes sense, type unlock. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so this is the visual. This is what it looks like. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. And it's dope. It's dope. You'll learn as you go along how to read through a lot of this jargon. You'll learn about what availability tests are. You'll learn about fail requests versus server requests versus response time versus timeouts. You'll learn this language. This is the thing. We'll teach you this. It's not going to be something that's over and above your head. Once you get a concept in your head that this is literally, I'm managing somebody's app or their website, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing, right? So when we give you internships later on, we're going to be giving you internships so that way you can actually practice this yourself and get experience with managing our apps and websites, okay? You actually get to try it out yourself. So let me go ahead and keep it moving a little bit. So one more thing before I leave away from here, the cloud administrator, their job, okay, is making sure that the right people got right access and authority. They also will be checking to make sure that we're not spending too much. They also could be in charge of speed, making sure that this website is moving at a good speed. If not, we need to upgrade and put more storage or put more RAM for processing power. So literally, once again, you're just managing the computer that all of the data lives on, okay? And also you could do monitoring. Monitoring is where you're watching, making sure that not a lot of errors are coming through. Nobody's trying to hack us and things like that. Now, a support engineer, this is somebody who understands how the cloud works, but more so you might be just doing customer service around the cloud. So somebody calls in and says at a company, let's say you work at Amazon, Microsoft Azure. You could work at Microsoft, right? They'll hire you. And then somebody wants to call in and say, hey, look, I'm trying to get my cloud running, but I'm getting this error message. You can kind of respond and help them get that error message resolved or forward them to the right person who can help them. Or somebody calls in and says, hey, I want to use your cloud. I love that Microsoft Azure does XYZ, but I need to know how much it's going to cost me per month. So you can actually help them, walk them through the pricing calculator and get a good estimate so they can know if they want to sign up or not. So you're supporting people who are trying to do things in the cloud, okay? And then cloud security, this is somebody who's trying to protect a client's assets that live in the cloud, whether that's a website, an app that has password data, credit card data, anything that could be proprietary, and you just don't want anybody to get it. Okay. This making sense for y'all? These are the top 3 roles that I want to focus on. Don't worry about these numbers right here. These are just averages. Depending on what company you work at, they will pay you above these averages. Okay. So yeah, I'm about to get certified. I'm about to be taking the test within the next week or so with cloud administration first, and then cloud security. And eventually, naturally, you just automatically can become a cloud support engineer, because the more you know, the more you can support somebody else. Okay. Okay. Give me y'all a chance to let that all soak in. Let me know if you got any questions. All right, cool. So let's do a little bit of talk about what we're about to do. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's about to happen here. So over the next 6 to 12 months, if you want to join us on this journey, you can get certified in 4 or more certifications from Microsoft or other cloud-based companies. Okay, really, really dope. So these are the certifications that we're focused on right now, with room to add more. But these 4 right here are very key. So if you get just these first 2, the AZ900 and the MS900, you're putting yourself in a position to become a cloud administrator. That was that first job that I showed you. Okay, you can still make 70, 80, 90, or even $100,000 a year being a cloud administrator. Now, if you want to be worth a little bit more, or if you want a more complex job, now you can start getting into security. So these 2 certifications teach you about security, compliance, identity, things like that. So now that takes your cloud understanding and you add that to your security understanding. And this is what makes you a cloud security specialist, a cloud security analyst. Okay. This is how you got to do it. Now, if you want, you can go for both at the same time. You can just say, I'm going to take this full path. I'm with you, Antoine. I'm going the whole way. Or you could be somebody who says, you know what? I just want to do cloud administration for now, and I'll figure out the security stuff later on if I want to do it. But I want to focus on cloud administration. Cool. That's fine. But just know you got a higher likelihood of getting hired. It doesn't matter. Like, for real. It's just like, it really doesn't. Like, both of them are great. Of course, security is in higher demand. It's something that where somebody hire you, they won't let you go. It's harder to be replaced. Cloud administration, I'm not saying there's a ton of people, like, that's the thing. There's more demand than there are supply. There's more people who are hiring for cloud administrators than there are people able to fulfill those jobs. So either way it go, you're in a really, really good position. But I will say cloud security is a little bit more advanced. So that means a company is less likely to kick you out to hire somebody else. Whereas with the cloud administrator, they might be like, you know what, I like you, but I found somebody cheaper and I'm gonna get you out of there. Whereas with a cloud security specialist, that's gonna be hard to do. It's gonna be hard to find somebody cheaper who got the skills. Okay, so this is our path. We're gonna focus on the cloud certifications first, and then we're gonna do the security certifications. Put all those together, you are a professional cloud security analyst. And then we got something else for you. This is for our students who want to take our internship route. So after the 6 to 12 month process of becoming certified, we're going to spend another 3 to 6 months making sure that you build up your experience. Experience is very important. So we're going to show you how to do this work through internships. Okay, so you'll be able to work at our companies, my company, Coach Jen company. Like, we're going to show you how to get this hands-on experience. Resume Camp, working with you to build out your resume. We understand that you may not have a track record of tech jobs and you're probably worried about what that's going to look like in your resume. We're going to show you how to finesse that, right? It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. Okay. And then projects. That's key. Projects and certifications are very, very important, and they'll get you anything you want in this industry. If you can show people that you've been certified, you passed this exam, and you can show people projects, here's what I built. I don't just understand the concepts and I know the verbiage. No, I literally know how to build these things. Or I know how to, remember that users page I showed you? I know how to use the users service. Or remember that monitoring page I showed you? I know how to use the monitoring service. It's not just talk. I know how to implement. Okay, so we're going to put you in that position. And then, of course, interviews, just showing you how to walk in there with confidence. Don't oversell yourself, but also don't play yourself and undersell yourself. We're going to do all that with you too. Okay. Are the internships paid? No, the internships are not paid, but the beautiful part about the internships are you now have us as a reference. So you can put us on your resume, and if a company wants to reach out to us for the cosign, they'll be calling me or Coach Jen or somebody at our company who will answer and say, yes, I know Lala. She was a great student and then also a great employee. We put her through this. She built this. We asked her to do that. She did that. You know, so now you got that cosign. It's easier for you to get a job. Way easier. Okay. So the certifications, real quick, let's talk a little bit about what they are. The AZ900, when you get that, Microsoft will certify you in Azure fundamentals. Pretty much over here, you're just going to be, it's important. They just want you to know the cloud concepts. They just want you to understand all of this different terminology. Because once you get into it, you're going to see there's probably about 20 or 30 key words, right? Key vocabulary words that you need to know. Okay. It's not even that many, like 30, right? So you need to know them, and you also need to understand them and how they're used in certain scenarios, like how companies use, for example, storage, right? One company may store just videos, whereas another company will store images and videos and text files. So you just need to learn these concepts and like how storage works, how come it can become a one size fit all for everybody. Okay. What are you currently certified in? That's the thing. I have zero certifications, right? And I was able to still get 6 figures in the tech space, right? Still. Now, that's when I was a coder though, right? That's when I was doing software development. I'm still doing it, of course, but I haven't been working in the tech industry for 4 years and some change, almost 5 years. Okay, I haven't worked in the tech space. I've been independent for the last 4 or 5 years. But I want to go back into the space, but I don't want to go back in as a coder. I want to go back in as a cloud specialist. Why? Because cloud specialists get to work from anywhere. Everybody get to work from home now since the pandemic. But 2, cloud jobs are easier than coding jobs. Like literally, let me be careful on how I say this, but I remember when I was working at one of my tech jobs, and we were laughing because we was reading a story about this coder who he ended up getting 3 jobs. And what he was doing was he was just outsourcing the work to people in like Filipinos, or Asia or India. He was just outsourcing the work to other people. But he was receiving a check. He getting $100,000 a year from 3 different companies, and he's not even doing the work. But what happened is it just caught up with him, because with coding, it's very specific. Man, like you need to know what's going on. Even if somebody's building it for you, you got to be able to go back and report it. It just was a lot for him, so he ended up getting caught. Whereas with the cloud, it's a little different. You know, it's a little different. Like you can work, I can build my own businesses and still do the cloud stuff at the same time, and I don't feel overwhelmed. Okay, so I'm excited to get back into the tech field because I've been building websites and apps with my team for the last 5, 6 years, 7 years now, since 2015. And, you know, we go from client to client, and, you know, it's this whole process of we meet the client. Now we got to vet them for a couple of weeks, and then we got to negotiate prices for a couple of weeks. And then we got to sign agreements. You know, that might take another week. Look at that. That's already 2 months of back and forth, and we're not even getting paid along the way, right? And then eventually we get paid. Say they pay us $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $60,000. These projects can get pretty big, but all the work we got to do, right? And I got to split it with my team and our employees and staff, and we got taxes. It just be like, man, shoot. And now I got to find a new client once I build this up and I'm done. Whereas if I work for a company, thinking of it like this, they're the client, and they're my client that I don't have to worry about changing. Like I can have this client for a year, and then they'll automatically roll me into year 2, automatically roll me into year 3. I can work at this company for 5 years, which means this is my client for 5 years. Every year they're paying me $120,000 a year, opposed to, now that's one client paying me $120K a year, opposed to me trying to go and find 5 clients that's going to total up to about 100, 120 a year. Okay. So I'm in this mode right now. My bad. I'm in this mode right now where I'm just getting smarter, not harder. And I think this is really dope. So you, once again, if you get the AZ900 certification, you put yourself in a great position to become a cloud administrator. You want to pair that with the MS900 certification, which demonstrates that you understand foundational level knowledge of cloud-based solutions that produce productivity and collaboration on site, at home, or a combination of both. Candidates may be knowledgeable of cloud-based solution or may be new to Microsoft 365. Pretty much you're going to be learning the 365 suite. So if you don't know, Microsoft has a bunch of different apps like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Outlook, Teams, Power BI, all of these different apps, they all run in the cloud, okay? So for example, nowadays you can do a Microsoft Word document on your computer, and then if you have to leave home, you can finish it up from your phone. Why? Because that document lives on the cloud, it lives on a computer, and now you can access it from any device. It doesn't, before Microsoft Word used to only live on your computer. You had to download the app to your computer, and now you can do Microsoft Word. If you want to do it from your phone, it's not happening. If you want to do it from somebody else's computer, it's not happening. You had to do it from your own computer. Everything is cloud-based now. All of these companies are using these cloud-based Microsoft tools. So if you get this certification, it proves that you understand how to use these cloud tools in the cloud. So I want to show you how that's done as well. And Coach Jennifer is creating a course around this as we speak. And one new video will be posted a week. Okay. And then if you want to take it to the next level and you like, you know what, I don't want to only just be a cloud administrator. I actually want to start getting ready for cybersecurity, cloud security as well. So that's when you go take the SC900, which pretty much helps you just familiarize yourself with the concepts around security, compliance, and identity. Okay. All of these things are very, very much connected. Okay. A lot of security issues happen because identity was not confirmed. Okay. I was talking about this yesterday. It's like allowing somebody to come into your house. They knock on your door, you allow them in, and you just let them walk around your house. This is a stranger, somebody you never knew at all. Their identity should have been confirmed before you even let them in. Why would you let somebody in whose identity you did not confirm? Okay, so that's what this is all about, is getting you used to these concepts around security. Whereas MS 500 is now showing you how to implement some of these strategies that come with the cloud security program. Okay, so remember, Azure Cloud is just one cloud. We also have Amazon Cloud, which is even bigger than the Microsoft Cloud. Amazon makes $62 billion a year off of their cloud. $62 billion a year. Microsoft makes $60 billion a year off of their cloud. It's crazy. There's also Google Cloud Platform, there's Alibaba, there's Oracle, there's DigitalOcean. There's actually a lot of different cloud companies out here, but the big three are Google, Microsoft, and what's the last one? Amazon. Okay. So these are the 4 certifications that we're going to take. Okay. But one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So if you want to join us, if you want to get certified with me, then this is the first steps that you will take. For one, you want to start with the course called Intro to Azure Cloud Fundamentals. In this session, Coach Jen talks about the fundamentals of cloud, but also we have a session where we build out our portfolio page. A portfolio page is just a website where you can send employers or clients to and say, hey, you want to see more of my work? Go over here and see more of my work. That's going to impress them. They literally want to see your work and explain, and then you're going to get hired. Okay. So start with that course. Inside of that course, you're going to see a link that says join us on Slack. Click that link so that way you can join us in our private group chat where we can, we share resources, we work together. A lot of updates and announcements come through that channel. Once you on Slack and you finished up the Intro to Cloud Fundamentals, now we want you to take our first course called Azure Unlocked. This is the first full course. This was just a 2-day course. This is a full course, okay? 3 different learning paths or big chapters, and it gets you ready for the AZ900 prep exam, okay? And then that gets you ready for the AZ900 exam. So that's our journey right there. Start with this course, join us on Slack, and then continue going through the rest of the other course. All right. So for my people who want to join us, here's the pricing. We made it very, very simple. Okay. We got some cool things. We got some really cool things going on. So we got something we call the administrator path, the pro path. This is just if you want to just do, I'm gonna change this right here. So that way we on the same page. This is for cloud security. Okay. And this is for administrator. So if you just want to be a cloud administrator, then it's $75 a month for 12 months, and you get access to the first 2 prep courses and the live Q&A and our private study group. Here's our private study group right here, where all of our students are. I encourage you to come over here and get some of this good energy from our people, okay? People in here are pretty transparent, they're vulnerable, they ask for help, ask for accountability partners, they say I fell off. So you definitely want to go in there and make yourself known. So you get access to the live sessions, the tribe, and also 2 prep courses. Now, we also have the cloud security path. That's over here in blue, these 2. We have 2 different ones, 2 different plans. The main difference is the $99 a month gets you access to the courses, right? You locked in, you all good. It's like a membership due. And as long as you paying your memberships, then you good. You in good hands, and we're gonna take care of you. And then we have the $149 a month, which is the same thing. You get access to the 4 certification courses, but you also get access to interview prep, using us as your reference, internship opportunity, and advanced projects. Okay. Any questions on our pricing? Is it clear? Is it outside of your budget? Is it something that you actually want to take advantage of and you're ready to get started this week? Let me know in the chat below. And I'm not leaving this screen until my people talk to me. Let me know what's on your mind. Anybody on here already a member? Anybody already a member? How long does the last package take to complete? Great question. So it takes about a year, I would say, to complete all of the certifications and, like your projects. And then I would say like another 3 to 6 months of internship. So it just depends, but you're looking at anywhere from 8 to 15 months. Because I could definitely see somebody knocking out all of the courses within 6 months. But then, you still want to take your time on projects, really, really getting a good feel for how to build things in the cloud. Okay. Yeah, but I'm excited about this. I'm excited to have y'all on this journey with us. Like I said, I'm about to get certified within the next week. And I can't wait because I've never had a certification before. And I'm feeling like literally, I might go right over here on Indeed. Look at this. This is what I'm planning on doing. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna type in cloud administrator, right? Anywhere in the United States. And I'm gonna be looking for remote jobs. So here goes 665 jobs. Look at this job. They paying $109,000 to $200,000 a year. Sheesh. Wow. $110,000 a year. 75 to 93. Cloud administrator remote. Look at this. Highly motivated, experienced individual to join a business intelligence team as an administrator for the firm's Microsoft 365 SaaS infrastructure, as well as Azure ISS. We're going to teach you all of this stuff. Wow. Along with supporting other portals as well. Oh, this is easy. Oh, yeah, this is easy. They say a degree is preferred, but that's not necessary. Don't worry about that. Let's go. So this is really good. I like this one right here. Might be worth applying for myself. Y'all gonna be laughing when y'all see me say I got hired. Y'all gonna be like, what the heck? Yep, I'm working from home, which means I'm working from a beach somewhere because I love to be near water. I'm making 80, 90, $100,000 a year just from this one stream of income. I just can't imagine even making more than 50,000 per year. Wow. Yeah, that's trauma. That's trauma right there. That's holding you back. That's trauma that's making you think you don't deserve to make more than $50,000 a year. And guess what? I'm with you 100%, yo, I am. My first job out of prison, I was making $10 per hour. The company was paying me $10 per hour to code, okay? $10 an hour. They gave me 60 days, and then I got up to $15 per hour. And I was like, this still ain't enough, shoot. So I asked for another raise. I said, hey, can I get to 20? He was like, let me think about it. He thought about it, and then he was like, nope, I can't do it. And I was like, this is whack. Let me apply for more jobs. So my job went from $30,000 per year, right? Making $15 an hour, to $57,000 per year, 57K, right? Doubled it. And then I waited a year and started applying for more jobs. The next job automatically put me up to 75K a year. Okay, so that's how it works. You work your way up. You start somewhere. Once you got your foot in the door, you work your way up. Remember, I started at $10 an hour, and then I worked my way up. And it didn't take years. Like, it didn't take 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. It took 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to see that, because you do want to put some time in at a company. You don't want to look like the person who works somewhere for 2 weeks and then you go and negotiate a higher salary with somebody else, somewhere else, because the next company is going to be looking at your resume and saying, like, why have you been jumping around so much? Are you going to use us just to get a higher pay grade as well? They may not want to take a chance on you. So don't overdo it, but job negotiating is where it's at. Okay. So yeah, that's all you got to do. We can go over here. We can make 80, 90, 100K a year. But you got to put that work in first. So once again, if you join us, you have that accountability. We're going to be trying to give y'all some dates to get certified. So if you sign up today, I'm going to give you like 6 weeks to get your first certification in AZ 900. Once you finish that up, then we're going to take another 6 weeks to work on an MS 900. Okay. And you should be good. So let me go ahead and join, share the link with you guys. This is for my people who want to join us. You can join us over here on Slack, communicate, ask me questions, ask Coach Jen questions, ask anybody questions, and we'll be here to help you out. So I just dropped a link for cybersecurity path, okay? Now there's the cloud administrator path as well. Remember we said that. So let me go ahead and show you that one. Okay. So this one is a little bit cheaper, 75 bucks a month, and you get access to 2 certification courses. Okay. And that's a great start. That's a great start. But you know, if you want to go all the way, then you know you got to go for the full pro or mastery path. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And if you just want to start with an intro course, we do got an intro course where you can get 50% off right now. This will help you build out your first project in the cloud. Okay. So in the chat, I just put a few different things. Be sure to check those out. All right. Hey, any questions for me? Any questions for me? Okay, you already on a full mastery path. Perfect. So yeah, you already in our group. You already gonna get the internship. You locked in. You locked in. All right, cool, cool. Any other questions before I jump off? Any questions? I don't want to hold y'all longer than an hour. I feel like we did good with timing, but let me know if you have any more questions before I jump off. I want to make sure everybody's great. I want the internship. Oh yeah, we got you. We're gonna do you right. We're gonna make sure you get paid the big bucks after this internship. Seriously. So click those links, make sure you got them saved, because once we close down the Zoom, you won't have access to the links. We're also going to send out a replay video, so that way you can get a better idea. But I did stream it on YouTube, so you can always go on YouTube, Antoine.Digital, and watch the replay there. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what we focused on. I appreciate y'all so much. My DM is wide open. You can also send an email to help@unlock.academy. Okay. We only have one page on Instagram. It's Antoine.Digital and unlock.academy. Any other variations of that are scams. Okay. All right, cool, cool. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, hit me up when you got questions. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. Unlock.